Welcome to the Samantha Show. I'm your host, Samantha. You can call me Sam. Just don't call me Sammy. Real quick, raise your hand if you need more energy. Although maybe all my moms and dads, maybe we're feeling pretty good because the kids are back in school. We're about to get back into that routine. Although sometimes it's nice to get the kids back into school because then routine comes in. But for us, it's always a struggle at first because Grayson is used to staying up a little bit later with this summer, and then we have to adjust timing, right? So we try to start to go to bed earlier, but we have to shift things, so it takes a week or two to get back into that groove, that solid groove, before we all start getting the good sleep and we're back on that new time frame and all that fun stuff. But today, whether you got kids, you don't got kids, or maybe you're a kid, I don't know, kid at heart. I'm a kid at heart. Today is all about instant energy boosters because sometimes we just need that pick me up. Energy is important. Energy is good for our mood. I'm always I got a lot of energy. I just naturally have a lot of energy. Somebody did an evaluation on me once, recently actually, about my body type and all this. And she's like, you just produce a lot of energy based on your body type. I don't remember all the questions she asked me and stuff, but I was like, I feel like I do. And I would say people who know me know that I do. But I definitely still have slumps in the day. And I have moments where I'm like, where's the pick me up? I'm dying over here. And so I wanted to talk today just about some different ways that we can boost our energy. And my favorite thing to do with these episodes lately is to crowdsource and get your thoughts and opinions. What are you doing to boost your energy? We learn from each other. It's a give and take relationship here on the Samantha Show, okay? Basically, I'm coming to you give me something to talk about. And we're talking about these instant energy boosters. So I want to dive in and I'm going to, go over the ones that you guys shared on Instagram, on Facebook with me. But let's just talk a little bit about the power of energy. So energy, it affects not just our physical performance and what we can do, but it affects our mental wellness as well. And you know that because when you start to run low on energy, we get grouchy, we get foggy headed, we can't work as well. So not only is energy important to physically do things like go to the gym and run errands, but we also need energy for the mindset thing. And we know how important the mind is. And so energy is important. So where do we get it? How do we get that energy? I'm a big morning person, okay? So whether your energy hits you in the morning and evening, I truly believe there are people who are morning people and there are night owls. And then there's kind of the people there in the midday, wherever you peak. And my energy peaks in the morning. But regardless or not, whether or not you're a morning person, there's power in having a morning routine. We just talked about this on the discipline episode and how helpful it can be to have a clear routine to get things going. But how can your morning routine support your energy levels and get you started throughout the day with good energy? And this one, you're going to hear me kind of reiterate several times throughout this show. Hydration, water, H2O, not iced coffee. I know some of you, I said water and you're like, yeah, I love going to Starbucks and getting my morning iced coffee. That's not what I said. That's not what I said. I said water, H2O. I'm talking to myself here. Who's she kidding? I'm a big coffee person, but studies have been done. You got to drink the water first. Okay. So starting your day with a big glass of water, it's great. Great to just start to get the mind clear, boost the energy, rehydrate. We get dehydrated overnight. So rehydrating first thing in the morning, getting that water. You can also do some things in the morning like a stretch routine, kind of waking up the body. Movement is good, going for a walk. And also maybe have a dance party. She likes those unconventional ways to do things, but turning on some music, waking yourself up and starting to get that energy going. So your morning routine and implementing this consistently every single day can really jumpstart your day and give you that little energy boost you need first thing in the morning. So morning energy is one thing, right? But what about that midday slump? That midday slump where, we've been going, maybe we're good in the morning. This is where it hits me. I struggle with the midday slump aspect of this because I have so much energy in the morning, because that's where I like to work out, because I expend so much energy in the morning. typically by the afternoon, that's where it really starts to hit me. So some things that you can do in the afternoon to start to boost your energy. Go for a walk. Go outside and get natural light. That's big for me because I work from home and it's easy for me to kind of get wrapped up in my work at home, get slumped in on the couch and things like that. But if I can get outside, I can take my dog for a walk, or I'll even sometimes just step on my back porch if I don't have a ton of time. I'll just go on the back porch and just kind of feel the warmth outside. If it's summer, if it's cold, it's a nice little shock, and just like get that natural sunlight there to kind of boost the energy. It works. Like scientifically, it works. Something else that can be really helpful to boost your energy is just to kind of pause from the activity that you're doing and bring in some mindful breaths, meditation. And it could just be like a 5-minute break, just like a moment to kind of give yourself that break from whatever you're doing, work, hobbies, whatever that may be, and just give yourself some time to kind of breathe, reset, refresh can really help boost those energy levels, as well as some quick, healthy snacks. Food is fuel. Calories are energy. When we're looking at healthy snacks to eat to help boost our energy, what we don't want to do is go after those refined sugars, that food that's going to really spike and maybe give us energy, but then cause us to crash later. So we have to look at food that digests a little bit slowly, that gives you that energy release over a longer period of time. So that's going to be more complex carbs, proteins, fats, and things like that. So eating snacks like nuts, seeds, Greek yogurt with some fruit is a great option. Some apple slices with almond butter. That's been my go-to. Apple slices and almond butter. That's been my go-to. Hummus. You can have some hummus with some veggies is a great one. Those energy balls, if you've ever made those with like oats and nut butter, some honey, that's going to give you a little bit of that sugar there for that little spike. Some dried fruit, which is great. Things like bananas and protein. So have yourself a snack, a little energy boosting snack here. Although, again, be careful, because this is what I found. When I'm tired, I go to sweets. Like, it's when I'm really tired or I didn't sleep well that afternoon that I find myself being very drawn to like candy, chocolate. So I have to be very aware and be like, Samantha, you're sleepy, you're tired, you're doing that thing where you go for the sugar because you're running out of energy, and being aware of the fact that you are tired. So making sure that you're choosing the right healthy snacks so that you don't get that boost, but then the crash later, which then defeats the purpose, right? Think about your bedtime routine. Okay, so obviously if you've already reached the point where you are tired, then it's too late. But let's proactively try to prevent the slumps and the lack of energy from happening by being intentional with our bedtime routine. I have noticed significantly, and I'm big, like I have to put the phone away and give myself time to wind down. If I am on my phone, specifically social media, but on my phone at all, right before bed. So if it's right before I'm turning the lights off and I'm going to sleep, I feel like my nervous system like never shuts down at night. Like I'll find myself kind of like jerking awake in the middle of the night and things like that. Like you have to give yourself time to slowly unwind before bed. My husband's going to say, no, you don't. No, you don't. Okay, well, you and every other man, Joe, can just decide that you can be up all night. Joe plays war. He goes to war on his video games and then goes to bed. I don't know. It's a gift, okay? That's what we say at our family. You have a gift, babe. You can just sleep whenever. But for me, to get good sleep, I have to have time to unwind. And that can look like journaling, reading, quiet time. You know what I started to do recently? I bought a book of word searches, and I really like the word search and doing that before bed because it's not so complex of a puzzle that I'm really having to think or use my brain. I'm just searching for letters, and that process of looking for a word and searching line by line with letters like really starts to make me sleepy. So that's like my favorite thing to do. If it's a little earlier in the evening and it's not like right before I go to sleep. I'll even turn on some like lo-fi music. If you know what that is, I'll do like lo-fi hits. Such a vibe, with just like a little dim light in my room, and I do my word search. Oh, it'll calm me down, and then we're ready to go to bed a little bit after that. So finding that really nice bedtime routine, even as adults, we talk about the bedtime routine as kids, but what about as adults? That's just as important. Then we prevent the energy slump from happening. We've already taken care of it before we even get to it. As I mentioned earlier in the episode, though, really hydration throughout the day is going to be super important for you. So staying hydrated. It's amazing what dehydration can do to you. Headaches, tired, fatigue, all these things. But when you're drinking your water throughout the day, you're going to have a lot more energy. Not iced coffee. I said water. Just talking to myself again. So stay nice and hydrated. What I wanted to do, though, is get some tips from you guys. I really wanted to hear what you guys do to boost your energy so that we can share that with the rest of the world. I had Ashley message me. She said B12. She takes 1,000 mcg daily. She's taking B12 daily. Actually, you know what this reminds me of? I take vitamin D. I actually take vitamin D prescribed by my physician. I take the 50,000 units, I don't know, once a week. Like that's a massive dose of vitamin D. But every time I get my vitamin D checked, it's like on the low side. It's like a very common thing. Well, when your vitamin D is low, it can actually make you tired. So I will say, if you find yourself consistently tired, regardless of implementing all these little energy boosters and stuff, go to the doctor. Can we just go to the doctor from time to time, get a little blood work done, see what's going on inside your body? Don't sleep on it. Or sleep on it if you're sleeping too much. Get it? Okay. B12. Taking B12. I take vitamin D. Always be mindful. Talk to your doctor before you start implementing a new healthcare routine or whatever I'm supposed to say. Thank goodness. Stacy said coffee. It's true. I use coffee. Who am I kidding? I use coffee, but I do try to stay under the 400 milligrams of caffeine that is recommended as the max dose for adults. I do try not to go over that, but coffee and work out with hype music. The hype music. We didn't really get to talk about the hype music. I'm big on the hype music. When I have my morning routine and I go work out at the gym, I've talked about like I have a very specific process in my house, but then when I get into the car and I'm like on my way to the gym, we got to turn the jams on. Like I'm not listening to slow songs or things like that. Like I'm turning on Nicki Minaj. I got my EDM on, a little Drake, like anything that's going to kind of start to hype me up. I need that energy to get me going. So that hype music, working out. I'll never forget. I had a boss once that, I noticed in his office one day across the way, because there was kind of like glass doors, windows in his office, he was doing push-ups. And I was like, what is he doing? It was like 2:00 in the afternoon. But now that I'm a little older, a little wiser, he was just waking himself up. And that is actually, too, a great way to kind of boost the energy levels, is just to get moving. We talked about going on a walk and stuff, but if you can't go outside for a walk, like you drop down and give me 10, 20 push-ups. Do a couple jumping jacks real quick. So that exercise is great for boosting the energy levels. And if you can implement it into a daily routine and exercise every day or every 5 days or whatever that looks like, you're going to see your energy levels improve overall. You're going to see yourself sleep better and then have more energy throughout the day. So working out is great. Got another one about getting moving. So Gratitude with Gabs shared that she has to get moving. She likes to go for runs. She'll put her phone on Do Not Disturb. I had to ask her what D&D stood for. And Rage. So, again, that exercise. I also like, too, that she said she puts her phone on Do Not Disturb, like kind of to boost her energy. She almost has to shut out a lot of the other noise so that she can reclaim her energy in that. Otherwise, she said she'll call a friend for an instant mood boost. I like that one, too. I'll find that when I get kind of in a slump in the afternoon or find my mind wandering and I'm losing energy, I like to call my friends too and just kind of check in. Jess suggested she likes her greens and fizz. She talks about all the time on Instagram. And so I was like, tell me about these greens and fizz. And she sent me a link. And so I bought some, although I don't have it yet. And I can't wait to try it. And she said it doesn't give you those coffee jitters. So I'm really excited to try this greens and fizz and see what that feels like as a little afternoon energy booster. Allie shared that she likes a dance off, 5 minutes, blast your favorite song and get moving. It's the music and the movement, baby, 10 out of 10 times. Alicia suggested going outside in the sun for 15 minutes, just like Wally. Wally. Eva. Okay. Oh, Disney, Wally. You get it? But going outside, getting that sun, we talked about that vitamin D, that sunlight, that natural sun, it's so great. Going for a walk, getting sun, glass of water, stretch. Going outside, quick shower. Love that. Can you get a quick shower? Somebody the other day posted on Instagram. Nellie, she was on here. She spoke a couple episodes ago. She was talking about her son is struggling with some overnight sleep regression. She's up all night, and she was talking about resetting her nervous system and finding that energy with a cold shower. And I was like, I got to try that, really, just because I had recently done the cold plunge and I found so much benefit and felt so like Superman after doing my first ever cold plunge that I could see the benefit of doing a cold plunge shower for yourself too. Although, to her point on Instagram, I think she said you're not in there for a long time, but that shower, killer beats. And Elise also likes to just like bring a smile. To smile at strangers, friends, and family helps boost her energy. And we got, let's see, from Lindsay, she said that walk outside. So a lot of repetitive options, suggestions here. Get moving, get some sun, listen to some music, wake yourself up, and then set those healthy routines, that bedtime routine, that morning routine, to prevent yourself from finding those slumps even in the first place. This was a quick episode here, quick energy boosters for you. That's all I got for you today. Go take on the world. Have a great day because you deserve it.